Voila! And welcome to the Amanda Natanda Show. I'm Amanda and thank you guys for watching. I am so super excited about coming back on the second part of season 4 of the Amanda Natanda Show. And joining me today is a phenomenal woman here in Edmonton, an entrepreneur, beautiful, gorgeous young lady.
Oh, thank
Smart
you.
and educated, just so you know. You're gonna hear more. Please help me welcome Megan Vernon. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me here. So super excited to be here.
Yeah, I was like, okay, no. Now it's time. It is time.
Yes.
Let's have her on the show.
I know. So exciting.
I am so glad you're here. So, do you mind introducing yourself and just letting everybody know your country of origin? You already know Canada embraces and welcomes diversity, right?
Yes.
So I was like, you know what? Let's hear where Megan is from.
Yes. Well, Megan here, Megan Vernon, and I am actually from Jamaica.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the Caribbean island of Jamaica.
And she's in the cold.
Yes, I know. I'm leaving the sun, the beach, and just the warmth of the people and the island to be here in the cold. But as you say, you have to work hard, you know?
Yeah.
And this is a sacrifice that I'm making by being here in Edmonton. It's like two opposites in terms of being on the thermometer scale, you know. Here's negative 37, Jamaica is sometimes positive 37 degrees Celsius. So It's a huge difference in the sacrifice. I have to remind myself that, you know what, there's always the option of going back home and being with family and friends. But now is the time for me to shine and work on my career here in Edmonton.
So why Edmonton, really, of all the places for an entrepreneur and your type of business?
Yes.
Why Edmonton? Because you could have gone to Toronto. Really.
I know.
Think about it.
I know.
With the type of business, we're not yet getting into the business. But why Edmonton though?
So I moved to Edmonton actually from Toronto. So I lived in Toronto for a very long time.
Okay.
And I grew up there and I did my university degree at York University.
Okay.
So my bachelor's was in psychology at York.
Oh, wow.
And then I worked in a mental health facility because I really do enjoy working with people with different thoughts.
Right.
Why work with someone or people where there's no diversity? Diversity is amazing. Diversity
and that's how you grow.
That's how you grow.
Right.
And so I worked with individuals with schizophrenia, bipolar, autism, for instance, and it was really a great opportunity to see how they thought. So different.
Yeah.
So after working in a mental health facility for a very long time, what I did, I wanted to grow. I was being stagnant in that role, and I wanted to explore different career paths.
Nice.
And I thought of doing school in Toronto. I had 3 options in my head. I could be a lawyer, I could be a psychologist, or I could be a businesswoman. But there's a method to the madness.
Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah, you know what? I was just about return on investment. How much money am I going to make after I pay for this school?
For sure.
And school is expensive. And so definitely I chose to go in to do my master's in business. And I got accepted to the University of Alberta's MBA program.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
And that's why I chose Edmonton, really just bringing it back here to Edmonton and having the opportunity to grow in a diverse environment as well. And I do enjoy traveling, so that was a great opportunity for me to move on the other side of the country, moving by myself. No family, no friends here.
Yeah.
I'm the first one in my family to move on the west coast of Canada, so this is totally new.
Yeah.
And it was worth it though. The sacrifice was definitely worth it. I mean, Edmonton, if you're listening, just drop the temperature down. Turn it up a notch.
Right, exactly. So Edmonton, if you're listening.
Edmonton, it's too cold outside.
And cars are not starting.
No,
They're imagine if cars are not starting, then what does it mean for human beings? Like global warming is real, yo.
It is. It's super cold.
So, and also congratulations, we're talking about your degrees. Congratulations on your masters. Both 2 masters in 2 years.
Yes.
Guys, look at this gorgeous young lady. 2 masters, 2 years. How did you do it? And then later on thinking, I need to get into a business right away.
Yes.
Right.
You know what? The 2 master's degree for me is it highlights sacrifice. If anything, is sacrifice. And whenever I look at someone who goes after their dreams, I tip my hat to them, and I'm just like, you know what? Thank you for paving that way to make me realize that I should never dream small at all. Last month I was in China, and there was a Great Wall of China, like so many thousands of miles long, and it all started from one thought. So if we realize that we have one thought, and then we could be whatever we want to be from that thinking substance, that thought, then we could rule the world. We could be the best in whatever field that we want to dominate. And so
I have a limited mentality.
No, never limit yourself. Because you're just going to be limited.
There you go.
That's what it is. Whatever is here is what you become.
That's true.
And I always wanted to be an autodidact. I just wanted to teach myself things all the time. I want to learn and relearn what I learned based on what I learned. You know, it's always
and then create your own.
Create
what
my
you
own.
learn.
Yep,
right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And so it was a no-brainer for me going for 2 master's degrees. Getting a master's in business administration here in Edmonton. The program offers a dual degree program where you could do 1 degree here for 1 year and then do a degree in France for another year.
Wow.
Yes. And so when I see opportunities,
go for it.
It's like a paved road of gold.
Right. Yeah.
Why am I gonna go somewhere else where everyone else is trotting? My grandma always says, if there's a hill and everyone's at the bottom, why are you staying there?
Why are you staying there?
If there's a top, go to the top.
Shout out to Grandma.
Grandma, hi,
Miss Gwen. Yeah.
Respect to her. You know, she was a single mom.
Wow.
She's super successful.
Yeah.
And her diligence, her tenacity, her hard-working behaviors is what I saw when I grew up, and I'm just like, Grandma, thanks for being such a great role model.
Yeah.
And my mom followed in the paths of her mom. My siblings, the same thing. So just being a role model,
and
you never know. You never know. You never know who you're actually going to be inspiring along the way.
Yeah.
So my grandma inspired me. She was an educator as well.
Wow.
And we just kept on learning. I loved reading. And so doing a 2 master's degree, 1 here in Edmonton, the master's in business, a master's in social innovation and creative business in France.
Wow.
And just combining it because I was always interested in being creative. I'm a creative soul. Yeah, and so creative business was for that, expressing my creative soul, knowing how to manage the music industry, the arts industry, theater, and the works. And then there was a social innovation aspect, which I really love giving back. I really love having an impact. I've had a charity before that I ran where I gave back to individuals in need. Nice. And I love having a social impact in whichever way, whether it's mental health, hunger, women's rights is something that's very dear to me, and racial issues. Diversity, inclusion is a core of my being.
No wonder you were at the Harmony branch.
Yes!
Oh my gosh! Although I missed you, but then you're like, the first time we had our meeting, you're like, oh yeah, were you the one that was the keynote speaker at the Harmony branch? I was like, huh? You were there? Really?
I was.
And so it's great to know that you're so for charity, giving back, diversity. And so how do you still give back to the same way that you do, or you still, now that you've started something different, are you now waiting to say, okay, I want to impact in a different way? or you're still doing the same thing?
You know, it's great because you can have an impact in many ways, right?
At any time too.
At any time.
Yeah.
So Vernon's Charity Foundation, which is what I founded for a very long time, have been living in Canada for over 13 years almost.
Yeah.
I saw that there was a need for orphans in Jamaica to get the care that kids over here almost don't. They take it for granted, right?
Hallelujah! No, this, you know, like every time I've always said this, I even talk to like most people, like, okay, I'm not gonna get into detail, but I talk to a lot of people who say, when I have my kids, I want to be able to take them back home so they can see the other side of life and appreciate what they have here in Canada, right? Because like you're saying, it's easy to take anything for granted, especially when you have it all. Right, and not see the other side of the world, right? And that is so amazing to say, you know what, you already know there's some people struggling back home in Jamaica, right? That need the help that you can give. Really, because not a lot of people can. No. Right? So how do you do it?
Yeah, and when I started, it was just about bringing suitcases back with goodies for the kids. My family and I will spend Christmas at orphanages or at children's homes. We'll cook with them, we'll play with them and the work. So it was, you know what, very fulfilling experience. And I will continue doing that as long as I could. Right now, as I focus on the business, I have to find another way to give back while I'm here in Edmonton. And so I'm giving women and men the opportunity to glow from the outside so that they could glow from the inside, right? Because self-confidence has a lot of, correlation to how someone treats themselves and how they treat others. People, right? And so just here at the Melanin Studio, we really give them the opportunity to get facials, body treatments, and the work so that they could step outside in a bikini, for instance. Right. Or they could step outside, put on their moisturizer and sunscreen, and just walk through the office with so much confidence. And that is what I'm giving them. That is what I really want to give back to men and women. Opportunity for them to glow and shine unapologetically so that they could be the best versions of themselves.
I like that.
Yes.
If you listened, if you missed it, rewind and quit it. I'm just saying, that's amazing. That is so amazing. And it also takes people like you to give somebody courage to say, you know what, you're amazing, because not a lot of people think that of themselves. Mind you, we live in a world where there's social media where everybody is trying to compare themselves to an Instagram babe or Instagram muscle guy or Instagram couples, right? So stuff like that, and having a space and a place like the Melanin Studio to say, you know what, you be you. And enjoy you and embrace yourself so you can give, right? Because how are you able to give if you can't embrace yourself, really?
Indeed.
Think about it.
Indeed.
Right? So what made you think of that to say, okay, let's do that for people? Because really, that's giving back. Think about it. Right? It is giving back. So what made you come up with that idea of establishment?
It really just ties back to my personal growth. As I said earlier in the interview, that I'm an autodidact. And I like learning about other things, but I love learning about me.
And learning to know
learning
you.
about me. It's every day something new. I mean, the weather, the season changes. Right? And so if I did not change in terms of growing bigger and better, then I'm stagnant. And my energy is not in alignment with the energy of nature. I need to grow. Right? So just knowing that I myself have acne sometimes. Right? I myself have scars that it held me back when I was a teenager, for instance, and I wish there was someone to boost up my self-esteem with me. I wish there was someone who was like, listen, it doesn't matter what state you are in now. In the end, what matters is how you show up and how you glow unapologetically. And being unapologetic about who you are in your own skin. That's very important. And then I've seen how I have grown from a teenager doubting, thinking about who is this, what is what, and then really growing up to be who I am right now, and just being like, well, it's just me. I cannot get back those years that I lost being lacking self-esteem. I can't get back those years that I've lost doubting myself and doubting my dreams and my goals. So I need to develop this internal strength, and I knew that I had to do that to be the version that I am right now, and I'm still growing.
Right.
And I realized it's a mindset, and if I could actually help other people with that mindset, it's so important. It changes your entire life.
Yeah, and I love it. I love even just your energy, the way you present yourself. Really, I was like, oh shit, I'm glad I know her. If you don't, you want to know her, right? Because really, it's not easy to change your mindset. Considering some people have had people talk negative into their life, right? And words are powerful.
It is
words
one of the
can
most
play.
powerful.
Words and the mind are two powerful things. And once you put those together, if it's positive, you work with it.
Yes.
If it's negative, too bad.
Yeah.
If you cannot control it.
You know what? And you know the words, very important point that you brought up. Words are like, it's just an energy.
Yeah.
Right? You can't see it.
No.
But trust me, it's hitting a chord. Mental, emotional effects that words may have on you from your child, before you're born, once you're in the womb, it's forming. You know, parents talk to their kids in the womb.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah.
And it's important what you teach your children.
Yeah.
It's important what the teachers teach your children.
Yeah.
It's important the words that come through the TV or the radio waves for your children. You know what I mean? So it's something that people need to understand, that there is power in your words for yourself as well. And if you're suffering from low self-esteem or from other mental illnesses or disabilities, as it may be, if you need to boost up yourself by going to a psychologist, go. If you need the help by speaking to a friend or family member, speak to them. And if you need to watch YouTube videos for affirmations,
go for
watch it.
Yeah.
Because there's only one mind that you have, and if you don't work on it right now, that's it. You kaput.
Yeah. Kaput. So what? That's funny. So what challenges though have you faced in your on your journey of having the Melanin Studio? We know school is not easy, that we won't ask, but having the studio on its own, to say, okay, I'm starting this in Edmonton, obviously you face challenges, and that's the reason why we have this show, to let everybody know that it doesn't come easy.
Nothing
comes easy. So what challenges have you faced, and how did you go past it?
I'm gonna just talk mainly about the mental challenge.
Nice.
You see this brain up here?
We see it.
Where is it going today?
Okay, now see her brain. See her brain right now.
And you know what? It was a challenge because I have my master's in business.
Nice.
And I have my master's in social innovation and creative business. And my background's in psychology. I have a lot of things going in, right? And there was decision fatigue. It was just like, man, I got all these options.
Yeah.
What to choose?
Right.
And then there is the outside voice from parents, from friends.
Of course.
Oh, you should go in the corporate world. You have all these status, you have all these degrees. You have all this experience. You should go work for a bank. You go work for United Nations. All these things. And trust me, I thought about it. I thought about all of that. And it was really a mental challenge to just decide. You just have to decide. You just woke up one day and said, this is my decision, and I'm sticking to it.
And it's all about sticking to it, really. And then also I find, with the way I think, personally, I find when I think, I'm an impulsive thinker. When I think of something, I have to do it, or else I'll talk myself out of it.
I know that.
And it's easy to talk ourselves out of something that we feel is right, or we need to do, right?
Indeed.
Wow, so how did you get past it?
I started seeing a psychologist.
Nice. It's okay.
It is okay.
Yeah.
100% okay.
Yeah.
To see a psychologist.
Nice.
it doesn't make me a crazy person.
Thank you.
Lots of people think that,
Yeah.
especially in our community.
Yes.
Said, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You need visit psychologist.
Not even just
Like,
in our community, really, as in our race, the black
Everything.
race, really, to be honest, they don't believe in that, right?
No.
They believe, oh, mental health means madness.
Yes.
Means all of us have been through, I've been through psychology, went through therapy and all that, right? We all need that because we all have, I think we've grown up in a society where we've been separate from our family. Right now you're by yourself.
Yes.
It affects us in a way we
It
don't
does.
even think,
It
right?
does,
Or
it
even
does.
imagine, right? But then that on its own needs somebody who you can tell your feelings to, and once you let it out, okay.
Yes.
Next mission, and you did psychology, you know
Yes,
it, right?
yes. It's very
Next
important.
mission, yeah.
Yeah.
So what made you go to a psychologist against all odds, especially your community, our race?
Yeah, I just want to say to everyone out there that's thinking of a psychologist, it's a bold step.
Yeah.
Please do it. I mean, we go to the gym for a body, we work out, we want to get in shape. And it's so external because we're getting in shape. Lots of people think, oh, I need to have this sexy body so that I could get a boo thing, you know? Or I need to have six packs and all these things. But your brain, no one's looking at it, but it's probably 10 times more important. Even getting a good physical body, you have to have a mind-muscle connection to get those six packs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So your brain is so important. But I must say to you that I'm not gonna say it's never easy, but for me it was not easy. I've been thinking about it for almost 7 years. It took me 7 years to find a right fit.
Wow.
7 long years.
And to you, what was your category of getting like the right psychologist?
For me, the right psychologist was a rapport.
Okay.
Can I talk to you? Can I swear with you? Can I be like,
Right.
you know, like, can I be natural, authentic?
Can I be me?
Can I be me? And that was utmost, like, one of the most important things for me to be me in that session.
Okay.
And yeah, gonna talk to the camera again and say it took me 7 years, and I went to probably 7 or 5 psychologists within that time.
Just to find the
right one. And the last one I almost never went to because I was broken. I was just like, geez, I'm trying over here. I am trying to work on my mental health.
Yeah.
And it was so tough. But you know what? Press on, because it was the last one that was the one that I'm sticking to right now.
Nice.
Yes.
Right? And it's never a bad thing. It's
No.
never a bad thing. And seeing a psychologist does not mean crazy.
No.
Right? You just need to say what you feel to somebody maybe who doesn't know you. Really,
Yes,
right.
getting the
Sometimes you
outside
just
opinion.
need,
Yes.
so outside opinion, somebody who can just give you a different opinion from your closest, right?
Yes,
From
yes.
Everybody that you're
Indeed.
familiar with, right? And even if it means you need a Christian therapist, look for that Christian therapist. If you need somebody, like you said, somebody who you can swear and be comfortable and be you, do it,
Yes.
right? But it's normal. You heard it.
It is fine.
We've both been there.
It
It's not
is
just
fine.
her, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
And look at her energy. Huh? Come on now. And look at my energy. I'm crazy too. But I like that. So anyway, what advice can you give to the young girls out there? I know we love everybody. I am for education. Everybody has to go for an education, some sort of education. But what advice would you give to a young girl who's thinking of becoming an entrepreneur or getting into business to say, oh, I want to do this, but what's the first step to say, start with this?
My advice to anyone, a young girl, a young boy, is be bold.
Go for it.
Be bold, dream big, just glow unapologetically, and don't apologize for being the best authentic version of yourself, because you are you.
Right.
You are in this life for this lifetime for a reason to be the best version of yourself. Be bold, glow unapologetically. That's the key advice. And one thing that I've been doing, mind games, man. Mind games on myself. I'll be like, listen, I future journal.
Yeah.
I have my vision board.
Wow.
And listen, I have my future house on it. I have my future car on it. I have an idea of where my business is going to go, how much money I'm going to make per week, per day, per hour. I break that down. So when it happens, I'm like, I kind of wrote it down.
Yeah, exactly. And the power of writing down.
The power of writing down, power of saying things. And be authentic to yourself. Know that this is your goal. Listen, I had to take out all the junk from everyone. Mom, dad, sister, brother, friend, auntie, cousin. And say, what do I really want?
Yeah. Who is Megan?
Who am I, and what is it that what is my long-term goal for myself? When I am 50, 60, 70 with my grandkids frolicking in the backyard with the horses. When I'm that age, listen, I'm going to watch this when I'm 60 and I'm going to say, listen, grandkids, I spoke about you before you existed.
Yes, I
spoke about my horses in the ranch before they even existed.
Right,
Like everything starts from the mind. It's a thinking substance. Dubai, you remember what it was before?
Yeah.
Nothing. Where did it start from? A mind.
Yeah.
That man thought of it, and what it is right now is beyond amazing. But it all started from the thinking substance. Be careful of what you put in. If you have to, and I'm gonna say this very gently, but if you have to get rid of certain people in your circle to reach your goal, speak to them gently and say, listen, what you're telling me is not aligned with my long-term goal
and
of
it's
my
okay.
life. I'm sorry, but I need to not talk to you for a day, a month, a year. Break it down, or a lifetime, because sometimes you grow out of these people and these people don't grow. You can't have stagnant people around you if you want to grow.
Nice.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Wow. And thank you so much, Megan. That was so amazing. And we're gonna put the Melanin Studio details down below here, and Megan's IG. We all know everyone's on IG right now.
Yes.
So IG is the it thing, and I am so glad that you came here. Thank you so much, Megan.
Thanks for having me. Such a pleasure. Love the energy.
I love your energy.
Yes,
so I was like, okay, I need to come back with some groove and have fun here, and it was so lovely. And to the viewers, thank you so much for watching. Keep watching, and there's a whole lot more other than just the Monumental Show that is happening within Monumental Arts Network. So please stay tuned on my Instagram. Details will be down below here, Facebook as well. And do follow the Melanin Studio, Melanin Studio on Instagram, and there'll be more details down below here if you missed it. And also on Facebook. Are you guys on Facebook? Because I always follow on Instagram.
I know. No, we're focusing on Instagram right now, so follow us on Instagram, the Melanin Studio.
Right. Yes. That is so awesome. So keep watching and stay tuned. Remember, little girls with dreams become women of vision. Take care, and God bless you.